Hello everybody and welcome back to Toons Reviews Film. Today we're going to discuss the 2021 folklore mystery thriller film, Antlers. When I first saw this trailer drop about a year ago, I was very excited for a gritty, disturbing, psychological look on a film about a boy who almost appears as though he's befriending a monster and or helping a monster survive. That is what the trailer came across when I had first seen it. Unfortunately for me, the film was something that went from a psychological treat to a little bit more of that formulaic horror creature feature film. Carrie Russell and Jesse Plemons play a brother and sister in a small town in Oregon, and they are dealing with their past, with their very abusive, both psychologically, sexually, and physically father, who had just recently passed away. Jesse plays Paul, a small town cop who didn't necessarily want the job, but felt like he should be appointed it because nobody else really was knocking on the door to sign up for the job. And Carrie plays Julia, the sister who made it out of the small town, who is dealing with regret for leaving her brother behind, and is now teaching a new class. And she has discovered that she has a student in her class who may be dealing with psychological and physical abusive parents, mostly his father. Now, initially when I saw who was signed on to do this film, Scott Cooper, I was very excited to see Jesse Plemons, who is a wonderful and talented actor who I've really admired since Breaking Bad, and Scott is a wonderful and talented director who I've loved since Black Mass, which is a fantastic film. Where this film got it right was in the atmosphere, the aesthetic. Everything is very dark. Everything is riddled with fog and dark trees, and everything is kind of harrowing and difficult and strange, and there is a true mystery to what is happening in the first 30 to 45 minutes of the film. You can't really tell if the film is going to embark on the lore of what it's based on, and or if it's going to deal with the creature head first, or if it's going to be a very intimate experience where you're just dealing with this child and what he's experiencing at home with his father and little brother. In those moments between the 30 to 45 minute mark of the film, where it's very intimate and you're experiencing the psychological torment and traumas, and there's mystery left to what could actually be happening in the film, it's very alluring. I was on the edge of my seat for the first 30 to 40 minutes of the film, and I was very much enjoying what was happening. However, when there is light shed on what is actually happening to the little boy's father, it kind of took a turn for the worse for me. Now, this review is going to stay spoiler free, so I can't delve into what is actually happening too much. I don't want to ruin it for anybody that still wants to see the film. However, what I can say is the first half of the film is the strongest, and it seemed like there was a lot of very good, almost independent filmmaker type thought process going on with a lot of the selections that they had made for it being a little bit more artistic, as far as the shots go, as far as the color grading, as far as the atmosphere, as far as not showing too much of what the creature could be. And that I really do appreciate and love about the film. The second half of the film is where it becomes a little too uncovered, everything unravels as far as not keeping it contained anymore. It becomes a little bit more vast, and a little bit more of the town gets involved, and a little bit more of that fantastical element comes out, and there's light shed on what the creature actually is. And I think that that's where the film doesn't quite stay on track. It loses itself a little bit. The film starts out, like I said, very contained, very scary, very mysterious. I loved the choices, I loved the acting, but it quickly unravels into kind of a formulaic experience, and that's where the film falls short. The biggest highlight from the film is newcomer Jeremy T. Thomas, who plays Lucas, who is the little boy that is being psychologically abused in the film. And he is the student who Julia wants to take on and try to take care of, and she is simultaneously dealing with her own demons from her past, so she's almost in a way healing herself while she's trying to heal him and protect him. Now, Jeremy T. Thomas gave the best performance of the entire film, I think. He was very pensive, contemplative, broken, and I don't think he's any more than maybe 13 or 14 years old. So he gave a wonderful performance, and I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of content he will push out as he gets older. The rest of the cast and crew, unfortunately, including Jesse Plemons, who again I'm a very big fan of, was kind of one note. The film suffers from its own inability to not knock you over the head with the content that it's trying to convey. It's basically just repetitious with abuse is bad. And I think that that's a wonderful topic to shed light on, especially with how the world is now. We're talking more about our traumas outwardly. We're talking more about our depression and anxiety. We're getting more help for ourselves, and we're speaking about it more, I think. There is a lot of suffering in silence, and I myself have struggled with mental illness. However, there is a way to do it where it doesn't come across as though you're exploiting it and or treating it as though it's this formula where 1 + 2 = 3 and that's how you get over your issues. I think that's a lot more of a daunting task than that. And this film, unfortunately, went from it being very disturbing to almost comedic and poppy in a way, animated. It's a caricature of what actually happens, and that's where the film fell short for me. So overall, I was really looking forward to this film for the last year. Again, I'm a huge fan of the director's work. The actors in it were pretty decent, but again, in a way, almost kind of forgettable. And the story overall was nothing really new, and it just suffered from its own inability to get out of its own way and tell a story in a different light. So I would give it a 5 out of 10. It is a easy pass for me, not something I'll ever need to watch again, and I would not recommend it for all of you out there. I do think that it's a film that is fun as far as a creature feature, but it's nothing more than that. So I hope you all enjoyed my first review on this channel, and I hope that you stick around and continue to watch, and I'll see you all soon. Bye, everybody.